what's Noroma going to do?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like I said, what do you do? Because he hasn't picked his character yet. He's just sitting there on the character select screen.
He's like, if you're going to use Bob or Kazumi, well, I've got this Dragunov, I've got this Fang, I've got this Jack. You know, I don't have to use this Leroy guy.
But he's locked in now. He's locked into Leroy. Yep. I mean, it doesn't stop. Okay, here we go. He's locked in. First game, at least, it's going to be Leroy versus Bob, and we've seen what Ulsan has done. And I feel like he does this to gauge, right? Like, he's like, you guys are not prepared to fight my Bob, 1. 2, I still get a read. I still get a chance to gauge, and then I can switch to my Kazumi and try to clutch it out. He's putting himself under a lot of pressure, though. I mean, that's a lot. And on top of that, you're fighting Leroy. That's scary. A Noroma Leroy at that.
But look, Zugal Leroy, out of here. Chikrin Leroy, out of here. Noroma Leroy, we're about to find out.
All right, here we go. Let the show begin. Yo, that shirt is sick. All right, here we go. Oh, down 4-2. Chill out, bro. Tailspin. I like the jabs to get the wall. This is good damage. Little down 4 right there. Get off of me, man. What are you doing? You're new here. Cracker Jack. Caddy corner combos. Dead.
I can't even speak right now. My mind is blown. Like, Bob? This is the timeline? Bob is beating all the Leroys?
Not yet.
Tekken 7 Bob?
Not yet. Knock on wood. Not yet.
He got it perfect.
Yo, he still got to get through Noroma.
He's about to get a double perfect.
Back 4 block.
Okay, I take it away. Duck the hamstring, please.
Oh, that could have been dangerous. Could have been dangerous. Noroma not prepared. Once again, you see those ducks. Those can add up to some big damage. We've seen it in these other games. That Wild Rising 2 from Leroy is a big thing to worry about.
Great 1-2-4 punish there from Noroma that time. Here comes down for the 1-check. Kid confirms it, gets the wall. That'll be the round.
And like, that's what I'm talking about. You can't even, there is no celebration yet. We already saw what happened. Put Mikio in a bad position. Boom.
And look at him, Noroma, much more comfortable now, chasing down Ulsan, pushing his back to the wall. Ulsan, though, trying to find the openings, right? Noroma's Leroy has had a lot less buttons, right? You're not going to see a lot of power crosses out of Ulsan because there's a lot less buttons coming at him.
And that's beautiful. Talking about that while standing, too. You got to be careful. Noroma's been scouting it since that first round. Oh, went for something a little too big, and that's going to get him in trouble. Down 4-1 to close out that first round. Could have had a smaller punish right there.
He wanted the power crush, though, in case he got the wall spat off it, right? So it was a big bet. Doesn't work out. Noroma now on game point for game 1. Okay. That was sick.
Oh, tries to go for the whip punish on the back 1+2. Not going to work. There's the power crush. That one works out and didn't even lose that much life for it. Down
He'll
2.
take that.
Oh, thought he was looking for another down 2 and got hit by the while standing 2. First round should be done.
Jeez Louise. Noroma getting game 1. Two of the things I love about Noroma's Leroy, though, right? He has, number 1, great forward 2-2 whiff punishment. And he also likes to just use while standing 2. While standing 2 is one of those pokes where it seems like a poke. I call it a poke. It's actually a launcher, right? But it seems like a poke because it's so fast. When it hits, it goes through the full animation. But when he just blocks first it by itself, it's done. You're like, oh, God, did I block something? And it's -14, I think. So, you can get some decent damage off the punch. But people just like, oh, God. And they just freeze, and they don't even do anything.
I mean, it really messes me up because it looks like 4-4-2 sometimes. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, which one was that? And it makes me freeze.
And Noroma uses both of them at the same range.
Yep. And Noroma being originally a Jack player, right? We know him as a Jack. We know he has that patience to look for those holes, thread that needle, get that big damage when he needs to. I feel like he's used to playing in a situation. I know we say that his Leroy is very new, but I feel like the fact that he does not move around that much, he plays very, very cautious. This is one of the things you said you can play Leroy. He plays Leroy like
he does.
You know what I'm saying?
Much less risky, right? But here we go. The Kazumi coming out for Ulsan. He's behind again. I feel like every set he's been behind except for against Chikrin, right? But there's the orbital landing for Noroma to start things off.
Ow. Ba. Oh, not sure what that was. 1-2-4 goes to Hermit. Big launcher.
Yeah, we just talked about him not being risky. Just one of the riskiest options out of Hermit's stance. That was not the correct one. It's just wild standing forward, baby.
I was still in awe.
Yeah, your mouth just fell open like, what?
Well, I was like, man, I can't believe you gave that up.
That's why that string is so good, right? Like, why do all these other riskier lows when you have the down 2-4?
No, that's definitely true. Oh, wow, that 4-4-2.
Oh, my goodness. I love that. When it hits grounded.
Down 4-1-2. Throw.
Unblockable, baby.
Oh, you're dead.
Oh, my God. He's got a small body. He's got a little petite figure.
I think he just delayed it just a little too much. He waited like a split second before he did that. That 1+2 whipped on the wall. I wasn't sure why. A little far back to try to get that wild standing forward punish. Big punish.
Beautiful.
Using that Fearless Warrior to get closer to the wall. Once again, Ulsan. Noroma trying to fight away from that wall. Small bait right there. Not going to take it. Ulsan just fishing a little bit. That's standing 4.
Holy God.
Oh. Yeah, that Hermit stance definitely threw off that tracking on that move. Needs to be careful. The wall's right behind, down 4-1, and try to keep that position in control. 25 seconds left in the throw break. The 1+2 successful.
Back and forth. Here comes Ulsan. Just finishes the string that time. Going to sacrifice some damage. Gets caught with the cane. And just like that, it is set point for Noroma. First to 2 here. Losers semifinals.
Oh, while standing 1, didn't believe. Punish. Yep. Uses it to go into Hermit stance, and this is not looking good. Noroma in full control.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Ulsan's in big trouble. And now here comes the risky stuff. Ulsan, he is in big trouble. That will be that. Ulsan out of the tournament. Noroma moving on.
Noroma staying alive in the tournament, and you know one of the things that he did, he made sure he was like, I know that Ulsan wants to move away from these situations. That's why he was doing the 1+2 string all those times. He's like, you're going to move after this, and it's going to catch you. Right. And on top of that, he was catching him on the wall so many times. He knows that Ulsan likes to move. That's one of his greatest strengths. On top of that, you don't want to be caught stationary by a character like Leroy. The 4-4-2s coming from him was so spot on. And when he knew he had him afraid to move, down 2, down 2. Down 2.
Even the down back 3-2 at the end, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was so confident right there that Ulsan was too scared of the lows. He's like, all right, here it comes. They're all coming.
Hey, but still an amazing run by Ulsan. EQNX's Ulsan. I feel
Yeah, what, 4th place? That's
yeah,
pretty
4th
good.
place. That's damn.
Like